I stand at the crossroads of the digital revolution and the quiet storm it has unleashed. In this era of perpetual connectivity, I have witnessed the evolution of social media from a simple means of bridging distances into a complex force that now infiltrates every aspect of our lives. My journey began with an innocent curiosity, a desire to explore platforms that promise community and shared experiences. However, as I immersed myself in this dynamic world, I gradually uncovered unsettling layers that few willingly acknowledge. Behind the vibrant filters and engaging posts lies an undercurrent of manipulation, exploitation, and intrusion. In the following narrative, I will carefully guide you through the hidden corridors of data misuse, invasive surveillance practices, and the psychological traps that social media constructs with such precision. The topics we will explore include the transformation of these platforms from spaces of genuine interaction into systems of control, the often unseen harvest of our personal data, and the profound emotional toll this digital entanglement can inflict. As I weave these insights into a cohesive story, I invite you to reflect on your personal experiences while questioning the societal implications of this modern phenomenon. With a balanced and analytical approach, I aim to shed light on how the digital conveniences we cherish may exact a far greater cost than we had ever imagined. This narrative is a call to awareness, a thoughtful inquiry into the true price of our online engagements. In the early days, social media emerged as a dazzling innovation, celebrated for its ability to connect disparate souls, create communities, and free the voice of the individual. I vividly remember the excitement that permeated those initial moments, the thrill of forging connections with people from distant lands. As platforms evolved, they began to refine their capabilities, moving from mere communication tools to sophisticated networks that could predict user behavior, tailor content, and shape opinions with unprecedented accuracy. Throughout this transformation, I observed a gradual shift. What began as a genuine medium for human interaction slowly metamorphosed into a finely tuned system designed to capture and retain our attention at any cost. I noted with increasing concern how the promise of connection was gradually being leveraged into a mechanism of control. The very features that once fostered community, personalization, connectivity, and convenience became instruments of influence, subtly nudging us toward patterns of behavior that ultimately served corporate interests rather than personal well-being. In recounting this evolution, I detail the significant milestones. The narrative paints a picture of a digital world that, while offering immense benefits, also harbors the seeds of pervasive intrusion and manipulation. This journey from connection to control is not merely a timeline of technological advancements, but a reflection of shifting priorities. Peering behind the glossy interface, I discovered that what we casually exchange online often transforms into valuable commodities for powerful entities. Every like, share, or fleeting scroll leaves behind digital footprints that can be meticulously tracked and analyzed. As I delved deeper into this realm, the concept of data privacy invasion emerged as both an alarming and persistent reality. I observed how algorithms work incessantly, silently logging our interactions, preferences, and even unconscious behaviors across multiple platforms and devices. In this intricate web of data harvesting, each seemingly innocuous click contributes to a profile that is continuously refined for targeted advertising and behavioral manipulation. I encountered numerous documented cases where the line between improving user experience and violating personal privacy became disturbingly blurred. These instances revealed that behind the promise of a free service lurks an implicit cost, our personal autonomy. In recounting these observations, I illustrate the sophisticated mechanisms through which companies collect, store, and at times exploit our data without explicit consent. I reflect upon the broader implications of living in a society where our digital identities are accessible to corporations and governments alike. The narrative here serves as a cautionary exploration into how the conveniences of modern life are intimately tied to the erosion of privacy. As the layers of manipulation and exploitation unfolded before my eyes, a more personal and internal crisis began to take shape. One that affected not only collective behavior, but also the individual's psyche. I observed the insidious ways in which social media coerces its users into patterns of compulsive behavior, turning casual engagement into an addictive ritual marked by relentless scrolling and an unyielding pursuit of validation. The constant barrage of idealized images and selective narratives set an unattainable benchmark for success and happiness, creating fertile ground for anxiety, diminished self-esteem, and even depression. Reflecting on my own experiences and those shared by numerous individuals, I recounted how each notification and every curated post could sway emotions, leaving lasting scars on self-perception. I scrutinized the feedback loops engineered by these platforms, loops that thrived on the dopamine kicks from likes and shares, reinforcing the notion that approval is measured by numerical engagement. In this narrative, I address how these digital practices have real and measurable impacts on mental health, often leaving users feeling isolated and unworthy despite the illusion of social connectedness. In the labyrinth of digital platforms, invisible algorithms act as omnipresent curators of our online experience, dictating not only the content we consume, but also subtly influencing our perceptions and choices. I uncovered how these automated systems, designed to enhance personalization, inadvertently serve as gatekeepers, limiting our exposure to diverse perspectives and reinforcing our existing biases. As I traversed this digital maze, I observed the creation of filter bubbles, virtual echo chambers where our opinions are echoed back to us with little challenge. These algorithmic controls, operating silently in the background, create a scenario where the illusion of free will is steadily eroded by tailored content that confines our worldview. Through carefully researched examples and first-hand observations, I delineated how such manipulation is not merely a theoretical concern, but a pervasive phenomenon with tangible societal repercussions. In the wake of algorithmic manipulation, a striking byproduct emerges: the rapid proliferation of misinformation, a force that warps realities and widens the chasms of societal division. I traced the pathways through which false narratives gain traction, often spreading faster and further than verified facts. In this digital terrain, echo chambers amplify these distortions, reinforcing pre-existing beliefs while casting a long shadow over objective reasoning. I observed that when individuals are confined to homogeneous digital communities, dissenting or contradictory information is systematically filtered out, creating a fertile ground for extremism and polarization. The unsettling reality of this digital dynamic is that a minor misrepresentation or a misleading headline can trigger a cascade of reactions, sparking debates, fueling outrage, and in some instances, precipitating real-world conflicts. Drawing from well-documented case studies and societal observations, I constructed a narrative that exposes the economic and ideological incentives driving the spread of misinformation. I illustrate the consequential butterfly effect, where a single piece of distorted information can ripple across communities, destabilizing the delicate fabric of social trust and civic dialogue. In doing so, I call attention to the urgent need for digital literacy, urging individuals to adopt a discerning and analytical approach to the content they consume. The story unfolds as both a critique of the current digital landscape. Having traversed the multifaceted terrain of social media's dark undercurrents, I now reflect on the insights gained from this exploration. The journey through data privacy invasions, psychological manipulations, algorithmic control, and the virulent spread of misinformation underscores a profound truth. The digital realm, while a reservoir of opportunity, is also fraught with peril. I stand before you with the earnest conviction that awareness is the first step towards reclaiming our digital autonomy. In this final segment, I emphasize the need for collective responsibility, a commitment to understanding the full spectrum of our online interactions, from the innocuous to the insidious. I advocate for enhanced digital literacy and a more informed engagement with the technologies that shape our lives. By promoting transparency and accountability at both individual and corporate levels, we can begin to dismantle the structures that allow exploitation to flourish. This reflective narrative is a call to arms, urging every user to be proactive in protecting personal privacy, nurturing mental well-being, and fostering an environment where truth triumphs over manipulation. The path forward may be challenging, but with conscious effort and renewed vigilance, we can ensure.